Apples. I remember there were so many apples. The topless train cart was full of them and I lay on the top of the pile. My body was filled with scratches. Chest hurt. I felt angry and sad at the same time. I must have been in a fight, but I couldn't remember any of it. In fact, I couldn't remember anything at all. The train came to a stop. I climbed out of the cart and jumped onto the platform. I read the sign on the train station, Canterlot. That took care of the question of where I was, but I still had a more pressing question looming in my mind. Who am I? I looked at my flank to see my QD mark. It was a blank sheet of paper. I had no idea what that was supposed to represent. The lady in a puffy dress walked toward me. I thought that she could tell me more, since she looked like she owned the place. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you perhaps know who I am? Do you know what this QD mark stands for? I pointed to my flank. You're an odd case. She glanced at my flank then back to my face. Just by looking at you, I can't tell that you're no Italian. I should know. She walked by me with her head held high. Odd case. It does have a ring to it, I thought. I spent the rest of the day strolling around Canterlot. When I looked ponies in their eyes, they would glance at me for an instant then look back into the air. I could tell that none of them recognized me. When night fell, the streets emptied. By that time I knew the Canterlot layout in and out. Going to the homeless shelter was a logical thing to do since I was pretty certain I didn't have a home in this city. That's where I met her. Mary Sue. The red mare with a heart for her QD mark. She welcomed me with open hooves, offered me food and apple juice. She wanted to hear my story, but I had no story to tell. When I explained to her that my mind was just a blank slate, she was even more intrigued. I too was curious about her. How did a nice pony such as herself end up in a society full of stuck-up ponies that only cared for themselves? She told me that she envied my loss of memories. Her backstory was tragic, but despite all the odds she retained the confidence and her life's goal, to help those in need. I was already calling for her that first day. She took the time from her busy schedule and took me to the various doctors, therapists and magicians. They couldn't find any head trauma that they could fix. None had any solid explanation as to what had happened. Maybe it was for the better. Some claimed that I may have been assaulted with a memory theft spell. At the same time, they expressed doubt as this spell was forbidden since 1,000 years ago. Such knowledge of dark magic was locked away in the archive and only the princesses were allowed access to it. It was unlikely that princesses would assault a nobody like me. Especially since every pony had nothing but good things to say about them. The possibility that someone stole the spell, found a 1,000-year-old copy of it or learned it from scratch was remote as well. That's what the professionals were saying and I tended to agree with them. When all possible treatments were exhausted, I had to face the possibility that my loss of memories was permanent. Mary Sue was there for me. I found solace in her dainty hooves. Having nowhere else to go, I got involved in her life. I helped her with her work and we made an awesome team. One thing led to another and before we knew it, we were living like a typical married couple. I suggested that we make it official and she agreed. That made me the happiest pony in Canterlot. My only dream to belong came true and I wouldn't see it ruined for anything in the world. Not even for my lost memories. I wouldn't trade this life I created with my Mary Sue for anything my past may have held for me. And that stranger, his wife. I have so much love in my eyes as you put it when you stopped me on my way to the ceremony. Today is my wedding day and I'm about to marry my one and only true love. I say to the stranger, wrapped in rags, that halted me just few moments ago. Despite not remembering anything from my life before I came to Canterlot, even if it was good, I'm still pretty sure that today is still the happiest day of my life. Though I don't have much time on my hooves, I'll be happy to direct you to any place or any pony that you wish to see in Canterlot. The stranger speaks from under his hood without looking up at me. I don't know what is it about you, but you seem to be a conduit for real love. I can't confirm the real love part, but I believe it can happen to any pony. You just have to open your heart to it. I would very much like to experience the love you talk of. First things first. If you are lost, like I was, then you will be welcomed to the Ob Mary shelter that me and my bride have created. Now that I found you and your moving tail, I don't feel lost at all. You know what? You can even come to our wedding. I feel like sharing my love and if you want to see it, this is your chance. I appreciate the invitation and I assure you that I will be there, but before that, I need to show you something. I really must be on my way, stranger. It will only take a moment of your time, lover. It's right here in this alley. He walks into the shadow of the narrow slit between two houses. I feel chills running down my spine, but there is no reason not to help the confused stranger. I still have some time before the ceremony. I follow into the shadows. Stranger turns back to me. The reasons why escape me, but I can't tell you for a fact that you're a very lovable pony. The characteristic I can make use of saves me a lot of time. I'm not sure I understand you. What was it that you wanted me to see? This. Stranger steps to his hind legs and drops his cloak. I gasp. His black body is riddled with holes. What's even scarier is that he doesn't seem to be bothered by them. Deformed teeth. Insect-like wings. Broken horn. What is he? Are you all right? I'm surprised nobody told you of us changelings. His horn lights up. A green field wraps around my neck and launches me to the wall. You've been most kind to me. Changeling approaches. The field pushes up from below my head. My back rubs on the rough surface of the wall. My hind legs dangle in the air. I try to knock the field with my forehooves, but it buckles under my blow and I hit my neck through it instead. The magic grasps even tighter, choking me. I'll make a full use of your kindness. Just like I have before. I try to scream, but my gagging reflex doesn't let me. You're just a test run. A preview of things to come. In the future all of you undeveloped ponies will have your minds blanked out. That's what you get for stepping off the evolution train. While you were getting spoiled by Celestia for 1,000 years, we changelings bettered ourselves by artificial selection. We only hold on to things that lead to progress. Like the memory theft spell I'm about to use on you. I try to shake left and right, but the field holds me in place. Don't worry about your memories. I'll put them to good use. And your wife, my wife, is going to witness it first. Who's? Tonight is going to be a long night. I'll have loads of fun with my spouse. The word kinky doesn't even begin to cover the things I shall do to her. GHH. If she ever sees you again, there will be hate, not love in her eyes. I'll corrupt all of the emotions she feels toward you. I strike my forehooves against the wall as hard as I can. Pain rushes through my foreleg. Don't hurt yourself too much. Cripples aren't that lovable. My vision narrows. Nighty night, lover boy. Until we meet again. I open my eyes. Grass. It's all around me. My throat hurts every time I swallow my saliva, but it is nothing compared to the pain I feel in my chest. It's heavy and my body feels broken. I stand up and thump my hooves against the ground to release my unknown frustrations. Hi. I raise my leg up again. It hurts. I seemed to have lost in a fight, but that's not all. I feel like I lost a lot more. Yet I can't remember any of it. I look at my flank. My QB mark is a blank sheet of paper. Blank slate, it has a ring to it. I limp toward the town as I read the sign beside the road, Ponyville.